boy all day. Deal 47 AM PM popping off as much rugby league information as possible. Right now, after the 2004 Wooden Spoon in Australian Rugby League, a particularly horrendous period in South Sydney's proud history, one of many Wooden Spoons they have got, as well as winning 21 premierships, more than any other team. They've also got a ton of Wooden Spoons as well, unfortunately. And so you don't miss any crucial rugby league information watching this video all the way through to the end, as for always, and it will be a very long one, probably a 10-minute video, so strap yourselves in. So, South Sydney 2004 Wooden Spoon, said already, in the year 2002, their first year as a reinstated team, they won less games than anyone and only avoided the Wooden Spoon because Bulldogs were handed after breaching the salary cap. 2003, they got the Wooden Spoon outright. In 2004, this year, they got it. Next year, 2005, they played as bad as usual and only avoided the spoon with a few wins at the end of the year. In 2006, they got yet another horrible Wooden Spoon. Before in 2007, they finally made their first finals appearance in 18 years, since 1989. So right now, 2004, right in the midst of it, and while it was better than the previous year, 2003, still nowhere near enough to avoid the Wooden Spoon, and still all their problems present, so to speak. So, South Sydney stats for 2004, 26 rounds in the season, everyone had 2 byes, so they played 24 games, 5 wins, 17 losses and 2 draws, better than 2003 where they only had 3 wins and 21 losses. So at least there was 7 games where South got some competition points in 2004 compared to only 3 in 2003, but their defence was still a rabble. Quite often they were conceding 30 and 40, sometimes 50 and 60 point scorelines, and that is just not acceptable. When you're conceding that many points that often, it makes it close to impossible to win games on a regular basis, and that's what happened. They started the season well, and at different stages of the season there were like a few bright sparks here and there, suggesting, okay, maybe they're going to start playing better, but any time they did play better for a couple of games, they then fell in a heap again after that, and it was on borrowed time. It didn't last very long, which is why they got the Wooden Spoon. So, South Sydney stats in 2004, similar to 2003. So in 2004, South scored 455 points, conceded 812. Like I said, that's just not acceptable defence. 812 points in the 1 year. For and against, what's that? Minus 362, I think. 455 and 817. That's minus 362 for and against. Horrible. The leading point scorer, Joe Williams, and he got 3 tries, 43 goals, 98 points. And when they had a few wins and a couple of draws, he was the catalyst. He steered the ship and got them a good win sometimes at least. Not consistently, but he did something for them. And the leading try scorers, props to Ashley Harrison, a forward, getting 10 tries, which is impressive, especially in a Wooden Spoon team. Flies everywhere, sorry. The winger Lee Hookey also got 10 tries for South in 2004. Trying to keep away from the bloody flies. And Luke McDougall, Adam McDougall's brother, got 9 tries for South in 2004, and that was their leading try and point scorers. So then the moments in the sun we'll do first, because like I said, they started the season well. So 2004 round 1, South had only lost to Roosters 26-16, one of the heavyweight teams at the time, and their acrimonious, their forever arch rivals. Only lost by 10 points, so that wasn't too bad to begin with. Round 2, South had beaten West Tigers 17-16 at the old Sydney Football Stadium. Willie Peters got the golden point field goal to win the game for South there. In round 3 they'd had the bye, and in round 4 they'd beaten Cronulla 36 points to 12 at the old Sydney Football Stadium. So after 4 rounds in 2004, South actually had 6 competition points, which not many people would have been expecting, but like I said, that was on borrowed time, and then some embarrassing moments followed straight away, like I've mentioned already. So 2004 round 5, South came crashing back down to earth, and were thumped by Parramatta 41-20 at the old Parramatta Stadium. And in round 6, they were blitzed, they were blown off the park, 50 points to 4 by the Melbourne Storm at Olympic Park, Melbourne Storm's original home ground before they moved to AAMI Park. Melbourne 50, South 4, 2004 round 6. So then, like I said, at different stages in the season, they played well sometimes, not often enough though. I'll just go through the moments in the sun first, all in order, to make it a bit more organised. So in round 2, South had beaten Tigers 17-16 at the old SFS. In round 4, they'd beaten Cronulla 36-12 at the old SFS. In round 10, they'd had a 20-all draw with Cowboys, and I've said in the other videos already, 2004 was the first time Cowboys made the final, so that was an excellent performance by South. The whole one of the top 8 teams to a 20-all draw at Westwood Stadium. We're going to hold the camera, so much wind out here. Wasn't expecting such tough conditions, but we'll get through it. Round 15, South had beaten Manly 34-30. Oh, sorry, round 14 first and first. Round 14, South beat Melbourne Storm 28-26 at the old SFS, one of the heavyweights. Round 15, South beat Manly 34-30 at Brookvale. Manly, not a heavyweight team, in 2004. We'll talk a bit more about them in a couple of minutes. And then in round 18, South had a brilliant win against Penrith, the reigning premiers in 2004. South thumping Penrith 30 points to 6 at the old SFS. Can you believe that? Huge upset. And then in round 25, the second last game of the year, South had managed a 34-all draw with heavyweights Brisbane Broncos at the old SFS. So that 34-all Golden Point draw, one of the all-time classic games of rugby league. So at different stages of the season, South had their moments in the sun and played well, but there were far too many inept, incompetent performances. There was far too much bad outweighing good, and far too many big scorelines being conceded far too often. So then, like I said, South Sydney's embarrassing moments. In round 5, they'd lost to Parramatta 20, and in round 6, lost to Melbourne 50-4. Well, there was actually some more. So after they'd beaten Melbourne in round 14, and then Manly in round 15, in round 16, they fell in a heap, and were thumped by St George Illawarra Dragons 52-12 at the SCG. And then in round 17, another massive scoreline, losing to Brisbane Broncos 48-28 at Suncorp Stadium. So even though they got some good wins here and there, the usual high scorelines were just piling up. Then, in my opinion, the most embarrassing moment in round 24, drop your comment below. In round 24, 2004, South had to play Manly, and for some reason it was played at North Sydney Oval. That's neither team's home ground, and it's a ground that's not used for first grade games anymore these days, since the Bears became extinct at the end of 1999, so I don't know why it was played there, but it was. And going into it, it was still the third last round of the regular season, so it wasn't necessarily a wooden spoon battle. But the fact that South's loss meant that Manly avoided the wooden spoon, and that South then had one hand on the wooden spoon, and South were thumped by Manly 50 points to 22 in 2004 round 24 at North Sydney Oval, and that's humiliating, because Manly is my team, and Manly were just as bad as South in 2004. We only avoided the wooden spoon in 2004 because we won a few games near the end of the year, including this one, obviously. We were pretty much just as woeful as South, especially our defence was nearly as bad as theirs. We were conceding 32 points per game in 2004. So similar to South Sydney's paper thin defence, and some of Manly's horrible games in 2004, just so you get an idea, right? In round 12, we played Canberra at Canberra Stadium, 16-0 at half-time, but lost 48-22 after 16-0 at half-time. Round 14, we were thumped by Parramatta, 52-12. Round 15, lost to South, like I already said, 34-30. In round 16, destroyed by Newcastle, 56-12. That's three teams that didn't make the top 8 in 2004. In round 22, Manly were annihilated by Penrith 72-12 at Penrith Stadium, game that I went to, our record loss at the time. And in round 25, Manly had led St George Illawarra 34-10 with 23 minutes left to lose 36-34 at Cochrane. So that's how horrible Manly were in 2004. So for South to lose to Manly, of all teams, all disgraceful teams, it is my team, but we were disgraceful. South to lose to Manly 50-22 I think is humiliating. But then in the last round, maybe this is more humiliating. They had to play Canberra at Canberra Stadium. And if they'd won, they would have stopped Canberra making the top 8. So they could have used some value. Unfortunately, they were annihilated by Canberra 62-22. And we all know that I hate high-scoring games because both teams have forgotten how to make a tackle. Canberra 11 tries and South 4 tries in that one. 15 tries, 84 points in one game, more than a point per minute. Canberra Raiders 62, South Sydney Rabbitohs 22. 2004, round 26, my pick for the most embarrassing moment. But I understand if people think it's the loss to Manly, because Manly being as bad as they were in 2004. So there you go, South Sydney's wooden spoon in 2004. In 2005, they only avoided it because they won a few games at the end of the year. And in 2006, they got it again, but they had one player top the leading try scorer in the whole competition. I think we probably know who that is. So Newcastle, wooden spoon in 2005, that's next. And then South Sydney's wooden spoon in 2006. Before in 2007, South made the finals for the first time since 1989, before building themselves up and winning that almighty premiership in 2014 when they beat Bulldogs 30 points to 6 in the 2014 grand final. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching all the way through to the end, as requested, so you didn't miss any crucial rugby league information. And thank you for putting up with some technical difficulties. Flies everywhere and wind out here. Didn't know it was going to be like this. Putting up with some technical difficulties and watching all the way through to the end for ongoing, pulverising, brutal, sick, twisted, pungent, purulent, pathological, brilliant support. Your boy all day, DL47 Toodaloo.